Alright, let's see if I can do this all in one take. Today we're going to be talking about healing. Got my boogie shirt on, sweet, ready to go. Just deleted like 3,000 memes for this, so yeah, I got like 12 minutes. So let's get started. So, you bought your first pair of Heelys. That's fucking exciting. Good for you, man. You're joining the crew, Heely gang, fucking on that shit. But, you don't know what you're doing. That's where I come in, alright? It's your boy, Matt Kane. I'm up here, been healing for like 7 years. Do a lot of shit. I can drop into bowls. I know all the tricks. I've created a ton. And if you've looked on YouTube, there's barely any Heely tutorials. There's some weak ones. A lot of people healing nowadays don't know any tricks. There's a few guys out there that have some good trick tutorials, like the one dude that has like Heely tricks. I don't know, it's like Seth1230, I think is his tag or something like that. He has something from like 12 years ago. I've been working on it, but enough of an intro. We're gonna get started on the basics of healing. So I got my Heelys on. We're gonna zoom back out. Man, this is gonna take a long while. So I'm gonna get you through the basics. So the first things you want to know about healing is when it comes down to it, safety first. Wear knee pads, wear like wrist guards if you got the chance. Practice inside before you go outside, and make sure that you have like a railing or something to really get your balance up. Really what you're going to want to do is pull at the beginning, just start pulling yourself around on Heelys, like grab something and try and go into like Heely Position. The way that the Heely Position works is like to figure out the best way to start on this kind of thing is, you put both of your feet side by side and take a step. Doesn't really matter, just take like one step. For me, I normally start with my right foot. So this is going to be my lead foot. So after you figured that out, put one foot in front of the other, and you're going to lift up your lead foot. And then you're going to want to grab whatever you got, like a railing or something like that. You're going to pull yourself forward. And then, you're going to lift up your back foot just a little bit. It doesn't have to be much. And you're just going to want to, scoot forward and all that kind of stuff. You're going to want to practice this for like a while. And then, it's going to take you a bit before you can start like really getting into like more advanced techniques. Like it's a long learning process for Heelys because it takes a while for the muscles to build up. But you're just going to want to start doing that, and then go around if you have an opportunity, or if you have like a countertop, just go around in a circle around that. Practice your turning. You're going to find that if you start with your right foot, it's going to be a lot easier for you to turn out for that. And then opposite for the left foot, you're going to want to turn out with that. If you can, at the beginning, you're going to learn how to do both sides, like front-footed. You're going to find ones you're going to gravitate towards one, but it's really important whenever you first start is that you practice with both feet in front. Let's see. So once you start getting a grip behind that, you're going to learn different kind of techniques. Just push this a little bit further down so you can see my feet. Hopefully my phone doesn't fall. So eventually you're going to start wanting to learn how to just like, take your steps. I'll show you what that looks like. It's like doing this. That's the most basic of anything. And it's just taking time to, do that. You don't have to jump into it. Like, put your lead foot and then just push off with your back foot. Don't like lift it off the ground, but just do that. Whenever you start practicing all this kind of stuff, you're gonna get a much better grip on like how to get healing. You don't need to worry about going for very far at the beginning. You're just going to learn how to do short bursts. You'll eventually get to it. This is going to be like the first thing. This is like the tutorial. I want to put out a couple more videos for like more advanced tricks, but this is just, to get you started. So as you start doing it, you're going to realize that healing is actually pretty difficult. You're gonna start feeling some like muscle pains. As you get along, you're gonna want to worry more about your form. So whenever you're starting, you don't want to just like jump in and like lock both your feet and like roll and all that kind of stuff. One thing that I can't really stress enough is that when you're starting and you're like rolling along, you never really want to put your feet right next to each other because you will slip out and you'll fall. So that's like one of the biggest things. Generally, I follow like 3 basic rules when I'm teaching people Heelys. Is the first thing is if you're about to start falling, you're going to want to start running. Like if you're going along and then you feel like, oh, you're about to lose your balance, just like see if you can just run forward and get your center of gravity back into control. The second thing is you're going to want to, while you're heeling, make sure that your knees are bent. I know it's like tempting to lock your legs and stuff, but whenever you're doing that, you're actually you're messing with your technique, and you're also not learning the good technique. Because whenever you lock your feet, like it's good in some situations, like if you're like going downhill for a really long time, you're gonna want to maybe like lock your front foot, and but locking your knees is never really a good thing. So you can learn behind that. And then the third one is like the most basic. A lot of people skip over this step, but it's really hard to. Is just have fun. Don't hurt yourself, obviously. Stay protected. Do everything you can. But let's get into more of the basics. So at a certain point, you're gonna you'll figure out like the whole Heely thing. You're gonna be driving around and doing all your cool stuff. You just learned how to Heely. Turning is super important. If you don't know how to turn, then you can't really get around corners and do all that kind of stuff, because you want to be scooting through the mall and just like zipping through all the aisles at the grocery store, all that kind of stuff. Like that's a ton of fun. So learn the first 3 things, I guess, is like learn how to roll. And take your time. You don't have to go like really crazy. Just push forward. You're gonna learn how to turn, and then doing stuff like that. You're gonna want to turn. You can turn, of course, with your other foot leading straight forward. You're gonna realize that there's a lot more effort into that, and if you learn how to do switch foot, you'll realize that this is a lot easier to turn with your lead foot and lead foot out. Let's see. And after all that, you're going to start realizing there's like certain forms. You're going to keep your knees bent. A lot of healing is actually in the hip. So whenever you're turning, you're going to notice that I'm like moving my hip along, because that's going to control a lot of where you're going. So of course, after turning, you're going to want to learn how to stop. Stopping is pretty simple. It may seem like pretty obvious to like use the heel of your Heelys to stop, but really you want to use your toes. Heelys are like super big on toe control, so you want to like hop around on your toes, do everything you can do with that. Whenever you're learning heeling and all that kind of stuff, you're gonna realize it's like really difficult and it's strenuous on certain parts of your body. Like after you learn it for a while, and you're riding around, you're gonna realize that the front of your shin, like your shin splints on both sides, they're gonna start like burning. That's pretty normal. Whenever you start doing like more advanced stuff with turning, you're gonna realize like the inside of your thighs are gonna start burning, and sometimes the outside and your calves will start, but generally the shin splints and the inside of your thighs are gonna be really what's getting worked out for heeling. Don't attempt. No. You can attempt big hills, but like whenever you're getting up to that speed and you're going down and you're going fast, and it's really tempting to go fast, you're gonna get to a point where you just like want to slow down or something like that, and don't really ever go faster than you can run. Otherwise, like you'll fall and you'll spill, and you want to keep safe. You want to do all that kind of stuff, and yeah, I think this is a pretty good general idea. Is keep safe. Most of the injuries you're going to encounter if you're heeling is going to be on your knees and on your elbows and on your hands. It's hard to really do much else on that. You can hit your head, of course. If you put your feet together, you're gonna fall back, land on the back of your head, stay padded. But I guess if you're learning how to Healy, big thing in the real step-by-step process, learn how to do this, a little skipping, do it on both feet. You're gonna keep your balance. If you're about to fall, just get into a sprint and keep going. Next big thing is when you're learning how to Healy, you're gonna find like a crack like this. And if you're going along and you see something like that, one of the first tricks is just learning to lift up your front foot. And if you do that and you get over the hill, your back foot will just roll over the thing. And little tips, just try and keep your legs bent, all that kind of crap. Trying to think if I really missed anything besides just like stay safe, don't land on your hands, roll to the side. Yeah, just have fun. I'm gonna get more intricate into the tricks that we're teaching. This is just like the starting thing. You're getting into healing. You want to learn how to do it, and sometimes the tutorials online aren't all too helpful. It's not really as intuitive, but there's some tips and tricks here. If you watch it, you'll learn something. I guess I'll see you on episode 2. Matt Kane, half a bonehead. Later.